Hi everyone, I'm Paul, Mr. Cleveland Warren, living in the city of Cleveland, in the state of Cleveland, in the United States of Cleveland, dressed like a critic who criticizes nostalgia. Hello, I remember it, so you still remember it. Well, you remember this shit. And today's movie is Oh, we got movie side! At least this guy does have things to play with. Don't ask, but yeah, I don't need this. Don't throw glasses, of course. Damn, it's hot. Yeah, it's been even in rainforest kind of weather, or something from the south in the month of May. I'm doing what Mr. Rogers does. It's a beautiful day, and it's a sweaty day in the neighborhood. Hello, everyone. Don't you want to be my neighbor? Because I'm changing clothes. Man, that should be my shtick. I dress up as a critical culture, then come in and then start putting on this stuff and looking like this. And I'll see if you can hear. Can you hear? Can you hear? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Hello, hello, hello. Okay, if you guys can hear me, awesome. If not, is this stuff on? I can't hear myself. If you can hear me, okay. Because otherwise, I'm just going to do this and pretend this is all in Italian or something. So, oh, yeah, I think we are. So, yeah, today's movie is Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead, starring Christina Applegate, who is from the show Married with Children, and David Duchovny, who's from The X-Files, and excuse me, Jackie Coogan's grandson, called Keith Coogan. You may know, there's no facts about Jackie Coogan. He was Uncle Fester from the Addams Family, and he was also in the movie Charlie Chaplin, The Kid. His grandson is Keith Coogan, and damn it. Don't fret, people. I'm still here. Just have to do something. I just want to make sure you're hearing me, because oh, here we go. Video to home. So go to network settings. I'll just have to use the marks. Well, hold on, everyone. No. I'm still here, people. I just want to make sure. Yeah, I'm still here, people. Oh, okay, yeah, it's working. It's working. So yeah, I just wanted to make sure it was working. So yeah, you'll be. Damn it! I gotta do this real fast because the battery is running low. Oh, there it is. Oh, here's my charger. Okay, come on. There we go. I plugged in my. Okay, yeah, it's plugged in. So, yeah, so today's movie is Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead, which is starring Christina Applegate, from Married with Children fame, David Duchovny, who was from the X-Files, and Keith Coogan, whose grandfather was Jackie Coogan, who was from The Kid in Charlie Chaplin film, as well as the Addams Family. So another child actor in that group. And Keith Coogan also did the voice of Todd from Fox and Hound. But so it starts like this. Sue Ellen Crandall, also known as Swell, she's really disappointed because she doesn't have the money to go to Europe, and she really wants to go to Europe with her friends. But unfortunately, there's a bright side. She gets to have the house all by herself for an entire summer vacation, which is real excellent for her, because then she could, and one of her children, Walter, he can just watch TV all day. Zach can just be with his girlfriend all the time. Melissa can just burn cockroaches or ants or whatever and stay in her tree house. And Kenny, he can just get stoned. Oh, everybody must get stoned. Yeah, Zach is played by Keith Coogan, as a matter of fact. So, yeah, another child actor who's not Macaulay Culkin. And just, sorry about this, people. This is Pinky and the... okay, sorry. Yeah, so what happens is... But her mother decides that, oh, Swell, I know you're 17, but I decided to let you have a babysitter instead, which is Mrs. Surak, because she's newly divorced. She's going to Australia with her new boyfriend, probably Paul Hogan. Now that's a boy. Hey, I know you. I want to see your sheep out there. You know what I'm saying? Wait, nudge, green, say no more, say no more. We'll be jumbucking in the, well, more than the jumbucks do. Actually, I do have a cousin who is from Australia. It's an interesting guy. And yes, that sounds, not all Australians sound like Paul Hogan. But, bam. Boston's. Okay. So, Swell, the family's mom goes away, and Mrs. Surak's like, oh, I'm a really nice babysitter. I have no family, I have no friends, I have nobody. So taking care of children and people and everyone else is fine. It's my job. I love doing it. Goodbye. All right, Mayette. Stop watching television. Read about aardvarks. And dress up like a girl, not a tomboy. Sugar and spice, but that's not me. Oh, what are you doing? Stop doing lovey-dovey all your girlfriends. And that's what happens. Mrs. Surak becomes this battle axe bitch, and all the other siblings. And Mrs. Surak comes into Kenny's room, like, ah! And then she starts becoming. Oh no, but and the other siblings want Swell to throw water on Mrs. Surak, so maybe she go, I'm melting, But no, after Mrs. Surak walked into Kenny's room, and it's like, I babysat for the Manson family, this is worse. Yeah, so she got a heart attack and died. And so, Swell and her siblings, and then Kenny comes home, all stoned, but they all decide to do what Henry Hill did with Bat. We can't throw her in the river. Why don't we just send her upstate? somewhere outside California. Yeah, just bury her somewhere. That's what they should have done, or they should have tied her up on the roof of the car. It's like what the Griswolds did. Oh, it's not like it's gonna rain. Okay, and so Swell and her siblings, the Crandalls, decide to keep the body at the funeral home, and it's not like they. Can I just say something like, "Oh Lord, please send this woman to wherever she should be," or "Yay, as I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I take a look at my life, and there lies there's nothing left, and we've been spending most of our lives living in a Amish paradise," or so yeah. So at least they keep the car, which is a Buick or Dodge or something. Nice old car. You don't see these in California anymore. Or smoking tobacco. Yes, tobacco now. But yeah, you tell this is a definite 90s film. So yeah, then so Swell and her family, her siblings, decide to go grocery shopping, get some groceries, and Mrs. Surak had the money all along. It's empty now. They try to find it, but all I could get was just like a pizza and a small bag of chips. So Sue Ellen decides to get a job because it went the pizza side up, the front side up, but it went front side down. It'd be another story. Keith would be selling flowers like a hippie. Dude, want a flower? he almost went to his friend's house to say, like, yeah, I'm going to be with my Lizard King Jim Morrison guy. Yeah. But, so, okay, Swell gets a job at Clown Dog, and she meets up with Brian, who does something like the Mighty Ducks. He shoots, he scores! Oh, wait, by the way, I forgot to say that. The director is Stephen Herek, which gave us the Mighty Ducks. Quack, quack, quack. Yeah, I gotta revamp the audio for that. And I want my brother to be there as well. So, like, we'll say, we did this all in Italian. So it was Italian, but then it got translated into English, so it'd be called the Italian dub. Well, so Swell is not having a swell time at Clown Dog because her boss is very obnoxious. Like, you forgot to smile. I used to be Ronald McDonald, but I smiled too much and took so much helium. Whee! Run, run, woo! So, Swell, being tired of the whole obnoxiousness, decides to quit her job and make a resume for General Perils West, or as I like to call it, GAW. GAW! GAW! For sure, for sure! So, she encounters a receptionist who drinks Carnation's Instant Bitch every morning, called Caroline. She's a reason for the word biatch. You like to think you're. I know you like to think your pfft don't stink. Yeah, but it does, and you're the cat. But the boss of GAW sees Swell's resume, and she makes, her name is Rose, I believe, and she makes her the associate, and that's where Swells meets up with Gus. So Swell's boss, Rose, introduces herself, and things are going to go great. So they decide to have dinner at Chuck E. Cheese, and a couple drag queens takes the nice car. Excuse me, what were they late for a parade or something? But Brian helps out with the family by taking them home as well as giving them some extra food, and they're going to plan on going to the beach. Yeah, LA. Too much for me, even though I haven't been there yet. So Swell goes to work, She gives her siblings a giant bowl of cereal. Like, here you go. Steak. It's like, well, it's no SpaghettiOs, but okay, I'll take it. But Carolyn C. Swell took the job, and she was not impressed. Rose also sees that JW is losing counts by the minute. And they saying, why don't, and she was also, and then Swell realized, oh, you don't do fashion designs? I thought this was LA. I'd be like New York, LA, Paris, Milan. Too sexy for Milan, New York, or Japan. Too sexy for my song. So, yeah. So, a lot of things have to be done, and one of them is the QED report, which what Swell sees another person called Kathy who helps her out. And she also helps her out with the Swell. And one thing that the twist was Caroline's brother is Brian, who works at Clown Dog, obviously. And yeah, so he didn't want to say anything, and Swell tries to call her slacker brother Kenny, and suddenly Bruce enters, who's been played by David Duchovny. Hey, where's the X-Files? And the thing Scully and Mulder, yeah. So Zach is watching TV, watching Howard Squares. His brother's like, oh, why don't you watch, why can't you just go outside? You watch TV anytime. And so he changes the station, and he sees Julia Child making a cake. Okay, today we're going to make a cake. It's going to have a lot of frosting and all that. Too bad he didn't watch the Dan Aykroyd. It was like, I am about, I cut my thumb. I hope you're already enjoying this. I know I'm going over like 17 minutes, but like I said, I have to check all the sounds and what. But the thing is, we got other shows too. Yeah, they're coming soon. Would be the yeah, we got movie signs. We got another one coming up. I don't know which one, but I'm thinking about doing a Philadelphia story. You see my butt there. The weekend after Independence Day, I'm going to be reviewing Independence Day on Independence Day. Why not? And the Philadelphia Story, starring Jimmy Stewart and Cary Grant. A great film. I might actually do Guess Who's Coming to Dinner for next week's episode, because, next week's Juneteenth, and why not? Could be the way it is, but I'm going to say that for later. But, yeah. Maybe the following week should be Philadelphia with Tom Hanks and Denzel Washington, because I know it's because it shows how two people can get along, even though they come from different worlds. But yeah, for Pride Month. But yeah, the other one would be you also have an album cover, which next week we'll be reviewing What's Going On, a classic by Marvin Gaye. We'll soon have TV Caesar, and also 16 worst Paul McCartney songs from the Beatles. I liked a lot of songs from the Beatles, but some of them are okay. But I wish Phil Spector didn't put that whole orchestration in the Long and Winding Road, because it just makes it sound so cheesy. If I wanted to, I was in Ray Charles, but now I saw that Ray Charles actually did that, and there'll be other shows too. So click, like, subscribe, get notified. More cowbell. So now I see Rose and Swell are going to go to lunch, and Rose says, you can take some petty cash if you need any money. Excuse me. Rose is very impressed with the QED report, was finished, and Swell decides to buy some groceries with the petty cash. She has Zach read an article in Cosmo, and no, it's not Burt Reynolds in the Bob. Yeah, it's me. I make it. It's funny because I don't have anything on. Yeah, Mark does that much better. It really does. So, seeing how if Zach and Cynthia can click, but so Sue Ellen's taking a bath and trying to get ready for a date. It's like Kenny and his friends get the dog Elvis stoned. She hated all that. It's like, dude, let's try to get the dog above a beer too. Yeah. So Swell and Brian are having their beach date. Have a good time. Talk about a lot. Next day, Kenny is stoned as usual, and Swells is trying to put some rules down because Kenny ate all the food, and it's like Swell tells Kenny to do dishes, so that there was a shot put in the yard. Dishes are done, man. So yeah. So at Gaw, Gus invites Swell to lunch, and she doesn't like the way she was wooed at because it's like Gus is starting to become a pervert, and yeah, this kind of thing would not fly today. And Caroline is hating Sue Ellen. It's like, let me get some more instant, bitch. So she tells Bruce about it in the copying room. So Rose shows Swell the school uniform design, which is going to be this fall, and she says that students are going to, but Swell says students are going to hate them. But Rose did not take the advice, but she gives more. But the thing is, so the next scene is Brian and Swell having some fun at the department store. They're bouncing on balls or playing on the giant piano. Ding, 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 ding. Oh, no, wait, that was big. Let's play that. Wow, they got a giant piano here. Life's like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. Okay, that didn't happen. But the employee, the manager, kicks them out of the store. And then Brian wanted to take Swell on a date at her job, and she's starting to become hesitant because since she didn't want Brian to know that her sister Carolyn works there, then Swell and Brian decides to wind up having a fight, and she drives. So she drives to circus clown, the clown dog or something. It's like she was hesitant to say anything because she was angry at him. Man. Well. So the next day, Kenny tries to stand on Belgian waffles, and they're all a little burnt or what have you. So first attempt, first time out. Baking is kind of hard. I prefer cook because you just plop stuff in a stove and you just keep it in there for hours, simmer it for hours. Just make sure you stir the sauce. And that was the problem. He keeps on stir. Yes, my brother has to wind up stirring the sauce and looking at helicopters. But yeah. So we see Swell doing her 9 to 5 at the rat race. Zach and Walter unfortunately take some petty cash. Swell gets flowers from Gus and gives Rose the card that came with it, as she excited that Gaw will be in the black again because of the lunch date that Rose had. Wow, she's so senile or whatever. Caroline and Bruce decides to sabotage Swell, and Rose says, "Oh, I need a QED report. Stat." Kathy caught some bad flu bug, and she hands it to Carolyn, and Swell finds out that Carolyn may take advantage of the whole scenario, and she was worried with Swell and all that. And Gus is trying to take advantage, but the thing is, Rose poo-poos Carolyn again because she thinks she's jealous and what have you. So, back at home, Walter buys state-of-the-art entertainment system of the 90s. It's even got a 3DO. Wow, $700 for a crappy thing with games such as plumbers don't wear ties. Take your damn clothes off. Okay. Durr. I didn't know she'd do that. So, well, Kenny and his friends eat the remaining waffles. Walter decides to fix. Well, Kenny decides to fix the TV reception because he was going to try to get Walter to help, but he's like, "Nah, I'm busy. Have Wink Martindale do it or Bob Barker." A double over bid. The price is wrong, bitch. I think you had a little too much. No, now you had enough. So Walter decides to take matters in his own hands and falls off the roof and gets injured. And Swell gets her paycheck, but when Rose asks Swell about the QD report, Carolyn gives it to Rose, and Rose was impressed. But Carolyn gets a call from the hospital, and Swell finds out that Walter got a broken leg and has to go to the hospital. Swell's upset at Kenny for being irresponsible, and Swell is upset because, and she's also upset because she didn't realize that her taxes were deducted from her paycheck. Oh, great. Too much taxes. When does the taxman come at our door and look like a rummage sale? Me! So, and she's also upset because the entertainment system, they bought an entertainment system and she decides to say, okay, I'm working overtime. But unfortunately, Gaw went under because of school uniforms. Swell tried to explain that she took some of the money, but unfortunately she couldn't. So, while walking down the workshop of GAW, Swell makes some designs out of it, and there's like this montage. We're gonna need a montage. We need a montage. Gonna need a hero. And so she's making dresses. Rose was impressed, but since there's no petty cash, Swell decides to have the school uniform event at her house with and again more montage. Montage. I need a hero. Always fade out of montage. So, Swell and Kenny act like a married couple with the, they do act like one because, Kenny's at the house all day, Swell's at work. Yeah, it sounds like a married couple, even though they're not married because they're siblings. If it was in Alabama, then, of course. So, Caroline and Bruce try to sabotage Swell that night when you see a string at the event. So you see a string quartet, Kenny's doing the catering, and Caroline's trying to get Swell into trouble. And unfortunately, all in all, Rose didn't buy it at all. Rose was impressed that even though that Swell was 17, she is acting more like an adult than Caroline ever would be. And Rose tells her to grow up. And Sue Ellen's Swell's friends help her with the party, and Kenny sees Nicole, and they want to click. And Zach was upset that he got dumped, so he helps out. But Gus arrives and acts like a total sleazeball, as usual. Swell wasn't interested in first place anyhow. So as the event comes tenfold, Brian expresses feelings for Swell, and then their mother comes home earlier than expected. Oh my God! So Swell tries to explain everything to her mom, and because her mom's like, Swell, you're grounded for life. But Mom, I tried to do everything swell, and she says, don't worry about anything. And even Swell's mother looks like, wow, I'll be damned. She did do things swell. Well, Rose gets Swell position at GW, even though she's like 17, and that still means in front of everyone at the party is what too. Kenny's friends actually toilet paper Caroline and Bruce's car, while Swell's mom sees that they actually, again, did well and acted more responsible than earlier in the film. Kenny now wants to be a caterer, but still be good friends with his stoner friends. Rose and Swell decide to have a dinner meeting that same Monday to talk about the future. Brian and Swell mend bridges, and so they say they'll go out after that. And everything seems fine until Sue Ellen's mother says, "One more thing. Where is the babysitter?" Mrs. Surek. She died in the house and was buried along with her name. And only 2 groundspeople were there. And they took the money too. So, that is Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead. I'm going to have to say my opinion on it. It's an okay film. But the only reason why I did the critic who criticizes nostalgia, because this would be a great movie he would review. But since I got to it first, I could moon, but I had this supposed to be taken down, so yeah. That's all for this episode for Movie Sign. I hope you enjoyed it, as well as me doing the show, even though I did it all solo. But again, hey, I'm Paul Mr. Cleveland Warren, living in the city of Cleveland, in the state of Cleveland, in the United States of Cleveland. Now, if you'll excuse me, I gotta go meet my brother at the bar and watch The Tribe. Go Cleveland Baseball Club.